Good morning, and welcome to your daily Farm and Home Show, brought to you by the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service. And now, here's your host. Good morning, and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna, and this morning we're visiting with Brandon Bell. He's the Metcalfe County Extension Agent for Agriculture and Natural Resources. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning.
Now, Brandon, today we're going to talk a little bit about balage, but, you know, it's become, I think, even more popular now than back when I was a kid. But for some people who might not know, explain what balage is.
Okay, balage is basically hay silage. It is hay that has been put up at a high level of moisture, and it has gone through the process of ensiling, much like we think of corn silage, except this is hay silage.
Yeah, and it's become more popular.
It has. It's a very useful tool. Making balage, having that ability, has done so much for our forage producers, especially in spring times when we have a wet spring and it's really hard to get that hay down, cured, and up without getting it rained on. So what it does is, I mean, it cuts our harvest from the time that we mow it to the time it's baled. I mean, it'll cut that time in half or less. Typically, we're going to go out and we're going to cut this forage one day, and then we're going to go in there and rake it and bale it the next day. We are wanting a target moisture of roughly 50 to 60% moisture. And, you know, if we're talking about a roll of hay, we're typically going to, you know, dry hay, we're going to want 15 to 18%. So we're leaving a lot of moisture in there that otherwise it would have taken days for that moisture to cure out. We can go as low as 40 and as high as 65%, but ideally we want it in that 50 to 60% range. If you get it, there are some animal health issues if you get it too wet or too dry. A lot of people I have seen go out there and I've seen them wrap 30% hay. Well, that is too dry to ensile. It is too wet to make dry hay. And when you bale it in that 30% range, the pH will usually settle in at a level that is conducive for botulism growth. So we've got to be very careful. This is good if it's done right.
And these moisture testers, we were talking about utilizing those with dry hay. It's just as important with balage.
It is, and for years we've had these available at the extension office, and you can measure moisture with them, but it says on here most accurate under 30%. So that tells me that this is a more useful tool for dry hay. This is what we call a windrow high moisture hay tester. So you can take this and you can take your hay that you're going to make balage out of, and you load this bucket up, and there are specific instructions on how much pressure and so on that you apply, and this thing will tell you a lot more accurately if it's ready or not.
And Brandon, it's so important because if you put all this balage up and it's not at the right moisture, you could be wasting a lot of money. You could be risking your animal's health.
Right. You could have something that you simply can't feed. You know, feeding it is not an option. Well, let's say we've got a couple hundred rolls that we've put up and we've wrapped and we've sent it off to the lab, and it comes back at a pH level to where botulism is likely present. What are most people going to do? Most people that I've seen will go ahead and try it, you know, because who wants to leave 200 rolls of hay out there, or 20 rolls of hay for that matter? And that's the scary thing, the people that are willing to go ahead and try it anyway.
Yeah, because you usually wind up with dead animals.
That's right.
When that happens. So balage is a great thing, but I think the key point there that you hit on earlier is it has to be done correctly.
That's right.
And so I know a lot more people. Could you explain the difference in how we put that up, though?
We have to have a roller, number one, that will handle wet hay or high moisture hay. If you go out here with a traditional belt roller that doesn't have a wet kit on it or a silage package on it, it's not going to roll it. So we have to have the right equipment. As far as our mowers and things like that, you know, they're all the same. You can mow with a disc mower, you can mow with a disc bind or a hay bind, but what you're taking a little bit of a risk if you use something that either crimps the hay or has the flails in there, because what's going to happen if we crimp it, it's going to dry out really quick. So more often than not, I see people get it too dry. well, they are afraid they're going to put it in there too wet, and they end up getting it too dry. It's very easy to do.
So it's not something that we can just change on a moment's notice. There's some preparation, some equipment that has to be found, but I think it's great information. Brandon, certainly appreciate you being here. And if you have any questions, just make sure to contact us. Have a great day. If you have questions about today's topic, please call the Warren County Extension Office at the number on your screen. Thanks for watching and have a great day.